Hello, I'm Kage and welcome to KG. Oh wait, no, this isn't KG, this is Kage. Oh shit. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Ellen's 2.0 changes. Now, she received a big buff, to say the least. She had a basic attack change, or I wouldn't call it a rework, because everything that was there in the beginning is still there. It's just now that they've added 2 new attacks to Ellen's arsenal. So the first attack that has been added, the one that I can find myself most reliably activating, although the other one's not hard, and I'll get into how I seem to trigger it most times in a little bit. But the first one is called Glacial Blade Wave, and it happens after the 3rd basic attack of just her normal attack. Alternately, you can activate it after holding down your Ice Snap move, Ellen's kind of chomp move, and that's how I get it to activate most times. You'll see right here. Oh, I didn't activate it. Well, then I'll show you me activating it now. Now that's a pretty good move, if I do say oh my lord, English.exe is not working, guys, sorry. That's a pretty good move if I do say so myself. It gives her a lot more dexterity in her moves. Usually she's pretty, I wouldn't say static, because she does have a lot of movement. Especially how she, will fucking teleport behind her enemies and start, chainsawing them with her blade. But I think this move, it gives her a lot more movement, a lot more fast-paced movement. A lot of her moves, in my opinion, are pretty slow, thought out. I think they're just very slow, and this move is pretty fast. That's called Glacial Wave something. We're going to talk about the other one now as well, which is Ice Blade, and is also pretty good. It's more AoE in my opinion, and I think that's really good. I think Ellen needed a little bit of AoE. Now that move was a big line, just a big line of ice, and it kind of just traveled until it hit a wall. You can see it disappearing at the end, and then it hits a wall and it comes back. I don't know if it has a PS cap, whether it goes through 5 enemies, then it will explode into ice. Don't know. I haven't tested this out. I haven't tested it out as much. You can watch the gameplay and just kind of evaluate that for yourself. I think if it does have a PS cap, it's basically negligible unless you're versing hordes and hordes of enemies, which this type of upgrade for a character's kit is only going to really be used in late game scenarios. So Deadly Assault, Simulated Universe as I'm playing now, maybe even The Lost Void and the other Hollow Zero thingy. Things where most of the enemies are single target enemies, and even if there is more than one enemy, there are actually ways to chain these attacks to get maximum efficiency out of them, and I will explain them. So a reliable combo I came up with is to try and get all 6 stars on Ellen, and then what you want to do is go in with her chomp move first, and this is to get the 6 stars on her attack. Then you want to follow up with her Glacial Wave move. This is to just kind of keep the combo going, and that's because you can follow up with her chainsaw move, then the Icy Wave, and you can kind of just keep this combo going for as many ice stacks you have on Ellen, which means 6 is the maximum, obviously. But it's weird because her Glacial Wave moves takes up 2 ice sparks, but even if you have 1, the move will still proc, and it will still do ice damage on both of the hits. And that's because you actually can't activate these moves without her ice shocks. If you don't have them, then the moves basically they don't proc no matter what you do. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Glacial Blade Wave first. This has 2 hits of the attack, I'm pretty sure the first one where you go up into the air, then the second one is the one where you're on the ground and you do a big slice. The first hit of that has a damage multiplier of 461.2%. The second hit of it, so I'm guessing the grounded part of it, has a damage multiplier of 294.2%. The hit days multiplier of the first attack is 101%. And the second hit days multiplier is 127.1%. So pretty big numbers all around, especially for the first bit of the attack. I'm pretty sure this attack makes you invulnerable. When I use it, I don't get hit. Maybe they're just not trying to attack me when I use that move. I don't know. But it seems like there is quite a lot of leeway with this move specifically. And there's actually a lot of leeway in general, as they gave her a passive which makes her invulnerable when she does her little trump attack, which is really nice. Because before, it was kind of hard to proc, as in, like, if you're fighting a bigger enemy that doesn't really get stunned easy, they'll just kind of attack you through it, and then Ellen will go flying, because it's not like she has any hyper armor. I think the fact that they gave her invulnerability is really good, but even if they added something like, she gets hyper armor when she does it, so she still takes damage, but, you know. Personally, I think you take a lot of damage in this game. You give out a lot of damage, and you take a lot of damage. You can see this a lot in Lost Void. When you get hit once, oh my lord, it's devastating. So that was the first new move, Glacial Blade Wave. But now we're going to be talking about Icy Blade, the one with the continuous traveling beam of ice. Now this one's different in terms of it doesn't have multiple hit damage multipliers, but it does have a damage multiplier to the type of enemy it hits. So let me read this out to you. Damage multiplier to small enemies increases, well, the damage multiplier to small enemies is 362.7%. The damage multiplier to medium enemies is 441.3%. And the damage multiplier to large enemies is 519.9%. So really big numbers, and it scales with the bigger the enemy is. So a smaller enemy is going to take less damage from this move than, say, a bigger enemy or medium enemy. And remember, guys, you have to remember these percentages are for the max level 12 upgraded skills on her basic attack. So, you know, to see these specific percentages I'm reading out to you, you have to be max level on her basic attack. Now, the days multiplier is also similar. The days multiplier kind of just is with the damage multiplier, so it's to small, medium enemies. And I'll go in order from small to large. Small enemies take 117% more days. Medium enemies take 143.7 more days. And large enemies take 170.4% more days. Pretty big. Well, actually, if we're reading it properly, then it would be they're only taking, small enemies are taking 17% more, medium enemies are taking 43% more, and large enemies are taking 70% more. You don't count the 100. The 100 is basically just one. So, pretty good. Large enemies are seeing a near 2 times days multiplier, which is really, really nice. Medium enemies are seeing a 0.5%, and small enemies are seeing 0.17, which is still obviously a multiplier, but I think that's not really what you're doing when you're fighting smaller enemies. If you're fighting smaller enemies, you're most likely going to kill them in just a couple shots, and you're not probably going to be running Ellen on those smaller enemies. Probably someone like Vivian, someone with a lot of AoE. And if you do... Oh, wait a minute, I just realized... Doesn't this kind of make Astra Yao and Ellen like much better? We'll maybe talk about that in a minute. Maybe because I don't have Astra Yao, I obviously can't demonstrate. So I don't know. It's gonna just a thought experiment basically. I'm gonna quickly flash up some image cards, 3 to be exact, and it's kind of just explaining the new mechanical details. I'll put them in the description. They come from Reddit. If you'd like to check them out, pause the video, read them, or just open up Reddit and look at them. I don't know. Yeah. Voiceover Kage out. Yo, all of this has been Voiceover Kage. So yeah, overall thoughts on this whole entire update to Ellen's kit. I think it's a massive net positive. I mean, there's nothing you can really take away from this entire change and say it was bad. It literally just enhances Ellen's playability and capability much more than it previously was. Again, I'd always thought Ellen was pretty strong, but she did definitely get power crept, and I'm not going to lie about that. There are better, much better attack units. And attack units, in my opinion, are being kind of outweighed by the anomaly units. I mean, look at how many strong, good anomaly units there are. Miyabi, Vivian, like, there's so many good. Jane, Bernice, so many extremely powerful just units in general that kind of power creep and overshadow Ellen. And I thought it was pretty sad. But with this, it only buffs Ellen. And guys, you have to remember, if they can do this for Ellen, they can do this for anyone else. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you main Koleda, or, I don't know, Nekomata. Nekomata is pretty boring. Nekomata is just a worse Jane. So imagine they gave Nekomata some love or whatnot, and they upgraded her kit. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a regular occurrence. Maybe with every, like, point patch. So, not patch. Every huge update. So, like, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, so on, so on. Maybe a character will get a kit change, or moves added, or buffed, or maybe even nerfed. Who knows? They can do quite a lot of stuff with this new route they're going. I haven't really seen this in Genshin, but then again, I've only been playing Genshin for a year, and considering how long that's been out, I've been playing this game since the very beginning, literally day one. I am a day one Ellen glazer. Every day since the day one, I've been glazing Ellen. My channel profile, my channel banner, I'm a big Ellen glazer, so I'm extremely happy to see that my girl Ellen is getting some love, the love she deserves, actually. You know, nothing but the best for my queen. And well, I mean, I feel like I've spoken about everything. Of course, there are more intricate details and other things I can list, but I think so far that's it. And if there's anything you want to say, just put it in the comment section. If there's anything I missed, or maybe, I don't know, something they actually removed. Maybe, I don't know, I didn't look through her kit enough, and maybe her EX special got a damage decrease or a daze decrease. You know, if there's anything I missed, put it in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. See you then with troglodytes. Have a good one. Stay fresh.